being the most challenging assignment of this month for my Hiker's Guide project webpage. And after setting the typography for the headings, paragraph, and even the A tag, I continue to set the structure of the webpage. For the home page, I set the header with a padding on the top of 5 rem, so it will give it that a bit of space how it is in the design. For the blog article section, as it was taught to us in how to get the 6 articles, I should say, to appear one besides the other in 3 columns. In the lecture video, and as well as it was shown in the live sections that we had, the width was calculated in 100% divided by 3 minus 2 rem. But doing that, for some reason, it caused a weird space in here after the 3rd article. So after playing around a little bit, I determined that having it at 1.35 rem, it actually made that gap go away. In the call to action section, in my code, I put in the background of the color that was chosen in the design and the image that it was provided. Also not repeating, but this time setting it at the bottom right, how is shown in the design. What I did to give it the space, this space that it is in here from the edge of the call to action section to where the join the adventure begins, I give it a top margin of 10 rem. And to separate this sentence here in the bottom from this, I also gave it a top margin of 10 rem. And I centered the text. The more detailed section, which is this section right here, with the upcoming events, new hikers, and the about section, it was just as challenging as setting up the blog post section. Similar to the blog post section, I set a content after the more details section. Originally, I had the upcoming events, the new hikers, and the about section separate, all 3 in a section but separate. But in order to achieve having all 3 of them side by side without the footer coming up to this section, I set all 3 into a container using the div tag, and I set a class label more details. Though the container itself is not what is being floated to the left, but since each individual section is being floated to the left, what I did is that I set a empty content and I set it to be displayed as a blocked, clearing both sides after the container with the class of more details. And the sections, I set it into border box with a calculation similar to the blog post, 100% divided by 3 minus 2 rem. Now within this section, what I found it to be a bit challenging was this part right here. To achieve this how it is right now, what I did is in the new hiker section, I set each of the on order list to a padding of 0 and floating to the left. Now I set the width of the images to 10.4 rem and the height of auto, and then each list inside the on order list, I also needed to float it to the left. The width calculation, instead of 100% divided by 3, I did 100% divided by 2, and I set a margin to the right of 2 rem, so there could be a space in between the images and the information. I know that there's still a lot for me to learn to CSS. I'm just barely beginning, and even though I wasn't able to successfully complete this project how it was set in the design, I still want to and plan to continue working on this. I definitely want to learn more. I want to improve into what I've learned so far. Thank you for watching.